Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your April 2019 mid-month reading. Thank you for joining us here today. Welcome to any newcomers, first-timers. Welcome back to any followers and subscribers. And thank you for those of you who do take the time to tune in and to send in all your support, feedback, and comments. It's a pleasure. Thank you. And big note of gratitude to all of my clients out there, both regular and new, for keeping me so busy with personal one-on-one readings and following this channel as well. It's an honor and a pleasure to read for all of you. And as most of you know, or many of you who follow me know, if you are interested in setting up a personal one-on-one reading with me live or recorded, you can get more info and contact details by clicking on the description link below, or go to my YouTube channel's homepage and click on the little About button there. And you can email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I'd be delighted to work with you. I can usually respond to your initial inquiry with more info the same day or the first 24 hours. And setting up the reading is pretty good too. I do readings full-time, 5 to 6 days a week. It is all that I do. So I'm pretty diligent at working with both your schedule and mine to get you readings as quickly as possible. So if you're interested, send me an email. We'll go from there. I do a wide variety of readings of all different types and lengths and costs in all the main areas of life. So I look forward to hearing from those of you who wish to do so. All right, let's get right into this. This reading is for the water sign of Scorpio, our lovely little scorpions, for the remainder of April 2019. We're looking at the April mid-months. Let's see what's in store for Scorpio for the remainder of April 2019. If you know your rising and moon sign and Venus sign, watch those videos as well. Can always provide additional clarification. As many of you know, general readings always resonate a little differently because there's so many of you watching and everybody's story is different, of course. Okay, Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio, we begin with the World, followed by the Two of Cups. We have death, transformation, as I like to call that as well, with the Four of Swords. And from the bottom of the deck, overall focus and energy for the remainder of April is the Ten of Wands. So as I've seen with a lot of the signs I've done already for the mid-months, there is some ending energy here, although a lot of the other signs, there's more of a decision-making crossroads energy, which can be true for here too. I mean, endings, where do we go after endings? It does look like there is a lot of completion energy here, Scorpio, and definitely representing some kind of heavy burden or, long, heavy body of work you've put into sustaining something. Drawing to a close, coming to a close, or a cycle is definitely coming to a close here. I mean, you have three cards which represent pretty major endings in your life, or a significant part of your life, or a significant situation coming to an end. And because, of course, this is a general reading, and it's not going to mean the same for, everyone. How could it? Some of you, that is the ending of a situation or a relationship for what it is and transforming into something else. For some of you, it's going to be an ending and then moving forward into something completely different. But a burden is coming to an end, or a cycle is drawing to a close here, with the overall energy being the Ten of Wands. Tens do represent completion, achievement, kind of the circle, kind of the energy coming full circle here. And this, as you can see, this man is carrying this heavy burden, these 10 wands, and it's so heavy that he can't even stand up straight. His back is bowed under it. I always, well, maybe not always, but I often get the sense that this is a long-standing issue. I always feel like this man usually started off with 1 or 2 wands, and then it became 3, and then it became 4, and gradually it became this heavy thing. Now he's carrying them successfully. You've managed to maintain successfully. If you've dropped any of the wands, you've managed to pick them up and keep on going. But it's a heavy burden to bear. The 10 represents this cycle is closing. It's coming to an end. And you can see that this man's head is up. He is looking ahead at his destination, that place where he can finally lay this burden down, whatever this burden represents for you, and be free of it once and for all. And you have two other cards. You have the World and Death here, which both represent ending. So definitely something is coming to an end in or around the last half of April, timing always being a bit fluid and sometimes a bit tricky, and never more so than in a general reading. So definitely some burden or some long body of work you've put into something is coming to an end here. Now, excuse me, we have the World and the Two of Cups. The World is a card of completion as well, completion of a pretty significant chapter or something significant in your life. The World is the last major arcana card in the tarot. The first major arcana card is the Fool. He has the 0 at the top of his card, and all of the cards after the Fool, traditionally, is about the Fool's journey through life, which is our journey through life and how we learn and change and grow and mature and evolve. And sometimes those lessons are hard. We all kind of go through these different aspects of life. That's what the Fool's journey through the tarot is all about, until we reach the end. The last major arcana card here, the World, where we have crested, we've reached the top of that particularly significant mountain, whatever this mountain, this burden, whatever this is for you, Scorpio and crosswatchers, whatever this is for you. Reaching the top of that mountain, pausing for a moment, looking down at everything that you've accomplished or everything that you've been through, even if sometimes reaching the top of this mountain has been very difficult or painful. It's about pausing to just appreciate, no matter what it's turned out to be, appreciate everything that you've put into it and the effort it's taken you to get to the top of this mountain, and then looking forward at brand new horizon, new possibilities, new goals, new things just about ready to start. You're just poised. You're poised for something new, something brand new. And then right next to that we have death or transformation, which represents something coming to an end too. Typically when I see death comes up, it represents that whatever is coming to an end, whether in a complete form, meaning you're moving on from it completely, or it's completely transforming into something new. Death usually represents that whatever the subject is, it's probably been there for quite some time, and either the situation or the relationship needs to come to a complete end and you separate from it and move on, or what it has been or the way that you have been in this situation is ending and there's a transformation at hand. Excuse me. These horrible end of winter colds, they seem to linger on and on and on. So the World is clarified by the Two of Cups. So the Two of Cups is traditionally the soulmate card, which for those of you for whom this might be a relationship, more of a relationship reading than anything else, would represent somebody that you at least view as your soulmate. So somebody that you've connected with really well. This can also represent the best friend card as well. Best friends sometimes that turn into something else. For some of you, it could be a friendship, a long-standing friendship, and that might be evolving into something else, because sometimes the Two of Cups can represent best friends, kindred spirits, that have been in, a long-standing friendship that evolves into something else. So for some of you, it might be that, and what is ending or transforming is the nature of the relationship itself. For others of you, in an actual romantic situation, could be a soulmate, meaning that you connect not just in a physical, chemical attraction sort of thing, but meeting of the mind, the heart, the soul, the spirit. The Two of Cups fundamentally represents a very karmically connected union, and one that is more than just what it appears to be on its surface. For example, you can translate this same energy to job, work, and career too, because of course if you're doing a career or money reading or something of that sort, or spirituality, the Two of Cups wouldn't represent a romantic union. It would represent perhaps a job or a career path that's just right for you, that's a great fit for you, not just in what you get in terms of salary, but you enjoy the work, you enjoy the people, the commute isn't bad, you don't have to pay for parking, It represents fundamentally a great union. Something just popped up on my computer, always while I'm doing a reading. Sorry about that. Hopefully you couldn't see that. Just something popped up on my screen. I had to take care of it. So for some of you, it could be that a relationship that you have been in for quite some time is coming to a complete end. And perhaps this is a relationship that, you've put an awful lot of work into, but it may have just run its course. It may be time that the lessons that you have learned or were meant to have learned has come to a close, and this is a relationship that has fulfilled its purpose in your life, meaning that you've learned about yourself, you've learned about, maybe you've learned and grown in the relationship or love romance area of your life, and you're meant to move on from this. It's not going to be the case for everybody, especially in a general reading, because if there's thousands of you watching, not everybody's relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, whatever, is coming to an end. That's just not going to be the case. Some of you, it's an aspect of the relationship, or the relationship itself is transforming. For some of you, it may be transforming into something else. For some of you, it may be a relationship that is coming to an end that you need to move away from. It looks like one that you have learned. I mean, the world itself represents that you have learned a great deal, excuse me, from this relationship. You've had a lot of mental, emotional, psychological, and spiritual growth in this relationship too. Even if it's one that you're actually separating and moving on from. Could be the relationship itself is transforming and moving on to a different phase in the relationship. You could be taking it to a completely different and new level, and whatever was so burdensome, you are letting go over. It is being resolved, and you're moving on to a different place in the relationship. For some of you, this may be a bit more concrete in terms of travel. The world can represent movement and travel forward as well. Perhaps you and your partner are, leaving something behind. You're ending a certain chapter of your life and you're moving. You could be moving to another country. You could be packing up and starting a whole new life together somewhere else. It's just going to vary depending on who's watching this. It definitely looks like for most of you, probably long-standing situation or run of things or relationship or job situation is coming to an end, and you are definitely moving forward ahead into new horizons, taking a lot of lessons and growth with you. So then we have death, which is clarified by the Four of Swords. So death is an ending, typically ending of something that's been in place for quite some time, and it's meant to end. Or the way that it is meant to end and transform, because birth follows death, beginnings follow endings. That's the way that it is. And in kind of the smoke of every ending are the seeds for the new beginning. So death is about the ground being cleared out so that a complete new transformation can happen. New seeds can be planted so something new can be grown in its place. And it's clarified by the Four of Swords, which is a card of taking a step back, rest, restoration. Sometimes this card comes up, and so does the Ten of Wands. These are both cards that represent taking time out, needing to take a time out. Sometimes the Ten of Wands can represent feeling overburdened, feeling overwhelmed, you're tired. The Four of Swords sometimes comes up when somebody's feeling tired, overwhelmed, exhausted, and they need to take a step back. Swords is air energy. That's the element which governs the suit, and it's often connected to what goes on up in our heads, how we look at things, our ideologies, belief systems, and our words and our ideas and our communication, because excuse me, what we believe, our belief systems, and how we look at things and our perceptions affects the way that we see the world and people in the world, how we relate and how we communicate. So the Four of Swords can represent taking a step back, taking a break, rest, recuperation, recovery, getting a different perspective, taking some time off, going on retreat, going away, or just taking a break, taking a step back because you need to. And sometimes it can represent taking a temporary step back, because this man, even though he's removed some of his armor, he's still dressed in the rest of it. So it could be that you may be returning to whatever the swords represent. Again, it's going to be different for everybody. It could be that some of you are going through a long-term or established soulmate or karmic connection has come to an end. You've learned a lot, and of course, many of us, if not all of us, have gone through that, and those lessons can sometimes be quite painful. But ideally, we take those lessons with us, and not in a cynical or jaded or hardened way. But this is what I learned. This is what I learned to do, what I learned not to do, and I'm taking these lessons forward with me. Some of you may be going through a breakup or a marriage or relationship ending, and you're taking some time off to recover, to recuperate, because it looks like it's been, a bit of a journey and a bit of a struggle here. Some of you, a relationship may be completely transforming after going through a very difficult time. Some of you may be in a relationship or partnership where a certain portion of your lives together has come to an end, and you are physically packing up and moving away. Some of you, you can translate the same energy into job, work, and career as well, regardless of how the specifics and details resonate, because it's going to be different in a general reading. Not everybody is going to have, some major separation or ending and moving on. Some significant part of what this is coming to an end and transforming, and it's meant to, so that you can move forward with these lessons that you've learned. I think probably some of you are just tired from this, that it's been quite a journey and quite a weight as you're transitioning to the end of it, and you need to take some time off. Be good to yourself, kind of take some quiet time off to recover, recuperate, reflect, especially those of you that are moving and traveling as well. Let's pull a few additional cards here about this. The Five of Cups and the Two of Wands. So there is some grief and some loss here, but be careful not to focus completely just on what no longer is, what's changed, as this man is doing with these 3 cups that are tipped over and spilled out. There's a time to honor our grief and attend to our grief, but then there's a time to not get too stuck on it, because you see right behind this man are these 2 goblets, upright, beautiful, full, representing perhaps what's still in the situation that is still to be salvaged or grateful for, or opportunities which you might miss only by focusing just on the negativity of the situation. And where do I go from here? It's understandable, particularly those of you that are, a relationship is ending, or a very long-standing situation of some kind is coming to an end, and you're focused on that loss and the grief that is often associated with that, and wondering, where do I go from here? It's about maybe looking forward and setting more long-term goals. But again, I'm getting the cautionary advice to give yourself, whatever the situation and details are for you, Scorpio, to give yourself some time out, particularly in the last half of April, the end of the month, and moving into May, to take some time out, reflect, touch base on the lessons that you've learned, and looking ahead to see, where am I going next? What are my next set of goals here? Let's pull some final advice and guidance cards, which I often like to do when a reading, the cards come out a little more challenging at some times than others. Endings and transitions and transformations are a part of life. We all have to deal with them at different times during the course of our life. So it's about how they can't be avoided. That's just the way that it is. It's about how we deal with them, what we learn from them that we take with us as we move forward, ideally. So let's get some advice here. Oh, beautiful. The Star and the Ace of Swords as final messages from Spirit. The Star is renewed hope, faith, and optimism. It's trusting in divine timing and orchestration, meaning keep putting one foot in front of the other. Just devote yourself to whatever path it is that you're on, trusting that the universe will provide for you. And if something is coming to an end in your life, for those of you that resonates for, it's definitely meant to be coming to an end. You need to trust in that and keep putting one foot in front of the other, trusting that joy and fulfillment is still yours, because this is one of the wish fulfillment cards. And the Ace of Swords is enlightenment, epiphany, new information, new thoughts, new ideas, success that comes from seeing something for what it really is, from actually saying, okay, these are my lessons, and looking at that for the reality of what it is, because that's what the Ace of Swords does. It gives you success because you see the truth. You're illuminated by the truth, the epiphany of something. Lessons learned, and this can often be success and lessons learned that come sometimes at a very challenging or painful cost, but it represents success as you move forward, and trusting in divine timing and orchestration, trusting in God, Spirit, your angels and guides, that the path you're on and you're moving towards is a beautiful one, and one that is about the fulfillment of joy and love and success for you. So a pretty powerful reading, Scorpio. I hope that it brought some clarity to you, or was helpful and useful to you, because that's why we do these. Again, particularly if this resonated for you, if any of you are interested in a more personal one-on-one reading with me, please feel free to email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I would be most happy to work with you and schedule a reading with you. You can get more info and contact details by clicking on the description link below, or the About button on my YouTube channel's homepage. I do love and romance readings, of course, compatibility charting, career, work, and finance, investment readings, gift readings, and I also do 6 and 12-month overviews, which take a look at what's coming in all the main areas of your life over a 6 or 12-month period, depending on how far ahead you want to look. You can also find me on the smartphone app Instantgo under Irish Gypsy. That link is provided as well. That's good for quick answers to the easier questions. For the more in-depth or complicated issues, a more traditional reading is probably best. But there's a few things to choose from. So I will see you all again, Scorpio, in a couple of weeks for the May 2019 general readings. Until then, as always, I wish you joy, peace, blessings, and a happy life. And I hope to see you back here again soon. Bye-bye.